Have you ever wondered why your legs feel weaker, stiffer, or more painful as the months go by? You may think it's just part of aging, but what if I told you one of the silent culprits might be something as simple and seemingly harmless as daytime sleeping? For many seniors, a peaceful nap after lunch feels like a small luxury, but that restful moment, if repeated too often or for too long, could slowly steal away your mobility, strength, and even your independence. Daytime sleeping, when uncontrolled, is not just a habit, it's a hidden danger for seniors, especially for those over 60. It's quietly affecting leg strength, triggering inflammation, and opening the door to serious long term complications. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. How daytime sleeping weakens your legs, the hard truth. Have you ever noticed how your legs don't feel the same as they used to? That simple act of standing up feels heavier, slower, or even painful. Many older adults chalk it up to aging, arthritis, or just getting old. But what if a major part of the problem isn't just age? It's what you're doing during the day, or more specifically, what you're not doing. Daytime sleeping, often overlooked and misunderstood, has a silent but powerful effect on the body, especially on your legs. For seniors, a nap can seem like a harmless habit. After all, what could be wrong with resting? But when that nap stretches too long or happens too often, something begins to change deep inside your muscles and joints. Changes you might not notice at first, but that slowly rob you of your strength, one quiet hour at a time. You see, our muscles, especially those in our legs, are living tissue that responds to movement. They thrive on resistance, walking, standing, stretching, even light housework. Every moment you are on your feet, those muscles are staying active. But when you sleep during the day, your muscles are in a passive state, shut down from use. And the longer they stay inactive, the more your body begins to interpret that stillness as a sign that those muscles are no longer needed. And what does the body do when something's not needed? It starts to take it away. Muscle mass begins to shrink. Blood flow to your legs decreases, leaving your tissues undernourished. Nerve signals don't fire as quickly. Even your joints begin to stiffen from lack of movement. You might start to feel that your legs are a little off, perhaps just slower or not as stable. You may reach for support to stand. You might walk less, even avoid stairs. And slowly, over time, that loss of movement becomes a loss of confidence. But the danger runs deeper than just weakness. When you nap too long, your body falls out of its natural rhythm. It starts preparing for night sleep. This messes with your internal clock, making you more tired, groggy, and disoriented. You start skipping walks. Maybe you stop going to the store, or you decline that invitation to lunch with a friend because you just don't feel strong enough today. And just like that, your world begins to shrink. Not because your spirit has weakened, but because your legs are losing their power to carry you through it. This isn't just about comfort or convenience, it's about survival. For seniors, the loss of leg strength isn't a minor issue, it's a tipping point. When your legs become too weak, your risk of falling multiplies. And as countless studies show, a serious fall after 60 can change your life in an instant, from independent living to hospital stays, rehab centers, and sometimes a permanent loss of freedom. And yet, this whole spiral can begin so quietly, with a simple nap that lasts too long, repeated too often, What seems like rest becomes the slow erosion of strength. But here's the good news: this pattern can be stopped, even reversed, once you understand the hidden dangers and take small but powerful steps to reclaim your mobility. So, if you're wondering how this habit might be quietly stirring up pain and inflammation in your legs, wait until you hear what's happening beneath the surface. Let's explore the shocking connection between daytime sleep and chronic leg pain. 2. The inflammation nightmare: how napping causes pain. There's a kind of pain that creeps in quietly. At first, it's just a dull ache in your calves or a little swelling in your ankles after a nap. You might brush it off, thinking it's age or the weather. But what if that pain was actually your body sending a warning? A signal that something beneath the surface isn't right. For many seniors, long daytime naps are unknowingly setting off a chain reaction deep inside the legs, one that leads to inflammation, discomfort, and chronic pain. Inflammation isn't just a word doctors use, it's a real physical storm that takes place inside your body when tissues are irritated, strained, or left immobile for too long. When you lie still for hours during a daytime nap, your blood circulation slows dramatically. Blood that should be flowing freely to nourish your muscles, joints, and nerves begins to pool, especially in the lower legs. The lymphatic system, which works like a drainage system to remove waste from tissues, also slows down. The result? Swelling, stiffness, a pressure that builds silently behind the skin. That heavy, tight feeling in your calves, it's not just fatigue, it's your legs struggling to cope with inactivity induced inflammation. The warmth, redness, or mild burning in your feet, these are symptoms that your body is holding on to fluid and toxins that should have been flushed out through natural movement. Over time, this buildup doesn't go away. It festers. It creates tenderness around the joints, making simple movement painful. And when movement becomes painful, you avoid it even more. Thus begins a vicious cycle: more naps, less motion, more inflammation, more pain. What's worse, chronic inflammation doesn't just stay in the legs. It can begin to affect your mood, your energy, even your sleep at night. You may begin to feel like your body is betraying you, when in truth, it's crying out for help. The very legs that once carried you through life now feel like they're failing you. And yet, much of this suffering could have been prevented with simple daily movement and an awareness of how your rest habits affect your circulation. This is not about blaming yourself for needing rest. Your body deserves care, especially in your golden years. But real rest is about balance, not stillness. Healing comes not from lying still all day, but from gentle, intentional motion that keeps your blood flowing and your joints alive. And if the quiet destruction caused by inflammation wasn't alarming enough, it's what comes next that truly puts your safety at risk. When weakened, painful legs become the perfect setup for a dangerous fall. 3. How daytime sleep leads to falls. The hidden spiral. It's often said that no moment changes life faster than a fall. One second you're reaching for a glass, turning in the hallway, or getting up from the couch, and the next you're on the floor, in pain, confused, maybe even unable to get up. For many seniors, a fall isn't just a stumble. It's the beginning of losing independence, mobility, and sometimes confidence that never quite returns. And what most people don't realize is how something as routine as daytime sleeping can quietly set that fall into motion long before it ever happens. When you nap too often during the day, especially for long periods, your body's natural rhythm begins to falter. The balance between rest and movement, alertness and sleep slowly dissolves. Your muscles don't receive the stimulation they need to stay strong and reactive. Your reflexes dull. The sense of where your body is in space, what doctors call proprioception, grows less reliable. You may not notice it at first, but the signs begin to show. A slight wobble when you stand, a hesitation before taking that first step, a feeling of instability as you walk through the kitchen. Meanwhile, your legs are losing their strength behind the scenes. Without daily activity, especially weight-bearing motion, the muscles that stabilize your knees, ankles, and hips begin to atrophy. The small muscles in your feet, the very ones that help you balance, become less responsive. Your bones, too, grow more fragile when they're not regularly stimulated by movement. So the next time you lose your footing or misjudge the edge of a rug, your body is not as ready to catch you. The result? You fall. And the consequences can be devastating. A broken hip, a concussion, a hospital stay that turns into weeks or months of rehab. Some seniors never fully recover, not physically, not emotionally. The fear of falling again becomes so intense that they stop going outside. They stop cooking, cleaning, even socializing. Life slowly shrinks, and not because of illness, but because of one fall that might have been avoided. This is not a warning meant to scare, but to awaken. Your legs are not just limbs. They are your foundation, your freedom, your lifeline to the world around you. And protecting them starts not with a helmet or walker, but with daily choices that keep them strong, steady, and awake. But how do you know if you've already crossed into the danger zone? What are the quiet signs before the fall that your body is giving you? That's where we go next. And it might surprise you. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. How much is too much? Know the warning signs. Not all naps are bad. A short rest in the early afternoon can refresh the mind, calm the heart, and ease the body. But when naps become long, frequent, or begin to replace movement, they quietly become a danger, one that most seniors don't recognize until it's already caused harm. The truth is, the line between helpful rest and harmful inactivity is thin, and many older adults unknowingly cross it each day. So, how do you know if your daytime sleeping is causing damage? It begins with subtle, almost forgettable signs. You may wake from a nap not feeling restored, but groggy and disoriented, as if your body has been pulled from sleep too soon. You might notice that your legs feel stiff, even heavy, as you stand, requiring an extra few seconds to balance yourself. Your steps may seem shorter, slower, less confident than they once were. And then there's the sense of fatigue that lingers, not the kind that sleep fixes, but the kind that creeps in from underuse. Maybe you've started to nap every afternoon without thinking about it, or you find yourself lying down not out of tiredness, but because your legs just don't feel right. Perhaps you've begun avoiding walks around the block, skipping your light morning stretches, or staying seated for hours at a time. These aren't just habits, they are warning signs. They whisper that your body is slipping into a state of retreat, that your muscles and joints are being neglected, and that your mobility is quietly eroding. Pay attention to swelling in your ankles or calves, especially late in the day. That's not just fluid, it's a sign of slowed circulation, often made worse by long naps or too much sitting. Notice if you're using furniture to steady yourself more often, or if you're hesitating before taking stairs. These are your body's way of asking for help, pleading for movement, for oxygen, for strength. There's also an emotional toll. When the body feels weaker, the spirit follows. It becomes easy to doubt yourself, to stop trying, to feel older than you truly are. But it doesn't have to be this way. Recognizing these early signs is not a moment of defeat. It's a chance to reclaim control, a call to gently reintroduce movement and restore your vitality before it slips further away. Because if you're wondering whether it's already affecting you, chances are it is. And the next question is even more important. What can you do about it starting today to rebuild your strength and protect your future? That answer is closer than you think. 5. How to fix it. Reclaiming strength without giving up comfort. You don't have to give up comfort to regain control of your health. You don't have to stop resting, but you do need to become more intentional about how and when you rest. The answer isn't to avoid napping altogether. It's to bring balance back into your days, to give your body the movement it quietly craves and the circulation it desperately needs. You have more power over your strength, stability, and future than you may believe. Rebuilding begins not with heavy workouts or dramatic routines, but with small, mindful choices made every single day. Start by setting loving limits on your naps. A short rest, 20 to 30 minutes in the early afternoon, can refresh your mind without pulling your body into a deep sleep cycle. It keeps you alert and doesn't rob you of your energy for evening movement or your restful sleep at night. If you find yourself drifting off longer than that, it may be time to gently wake up, stretch your legs, and remind your body it still has work to do. Movement doesn't have to be exhausting. It just has to be consistent. Every hour you're awake, make it a point to stand up, walk a few steps, or do light stretches near a chair or counter. These small acts help stimulate circulation, send oxygen to your joints, and keep your muscles active and engaged. Your body, especially your legs, responds to even the gentlest motion with gratitude. You'll begin to feel less stiffness, less swelling, and more confidence in your balance. There are also simple yet powerful exercises that can be done right in your living room. Sit to stand motions from a sturdy chair, slow marching in place, or gentle heel and toe lifts near the kitchen sink. All of these build strength and stability without strain. These aren't just movements, they're investments in your ability to stay on your feet, to walk unassisted, to live fully and independently. Every repetition tells your body, I'm not done. I'm still here. I still choose strength. Even small habits like drinking more water or stepping outside for fresh air and sunlight make a meaningful difference. Hydration supports joint health and reduces inflammation. Natural light helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle and lifts your mood. Two powerful tools in preventing the fatigue that drives excessive napping. The key is not perfection, it's persistence. Gentle, daily motion paired with thoughtful rest can reverse the quiet damage caused by too much daytime sleep. Your strength is not lost, it's waiting to be reawakened. But if you're wondering just how serious the cost of inaction can be, what happens if you ignore these early signs and do nothing? Then the next truth may shake you, because the consequences are far deeper than you might expect. 6. The real cost of doing nothing. There's a quiet kind of danger that doesn't announce itself with pain or noise. It's not sudden, not dramatic, not the kind of crisis that sends you rushing to the hospital. No, it's slower, more silent, and far more dangerous. It's the danger of doing nothing. And for seniors, that kind of inaction, especially when it comes to leg strength and mobility, carries a price far greater than most imagine. You may not notice it at first. Maybe it starts with skipping your morning walk, sitting just a little longer in your recliner, or taking naps that stretch into late afternoon. Nothing seems urgent. After all, resting feels good. But inside your body, something else is happening. Muscles weaken, circulation slows, joints begin to stiffen. The systems that once worked in harmony to keep you balanced, mobile, and safe begin to unravel bit by bit. And without realizing it, what used to be easy becomes hard. Then what was hard becomes impossible. The true cost of inaction is not just in the legs that grow weaker, it's in the independence you begin to lose, the confidence to walk without help, the freedom to go where you want, when you want, the ability to stand in your own kitchen and prepare your favorite meal without reaching for something to hold on to. It's in the choices that get taken away, not by illness or injury, but by quiet surrender to inactivity. It's in the loss of time with loved ones because you can't keep up. The missed moments at family gatherings, the decision to stay home instead of going to church, the store, or the park. Inaction doesn't just take your strength, it steals your connection to life. And when a fall does come, and it will, if the legs are allowed to weaken, the consequences are often irreversible. A broken hip, months in recovery, and for some, the end of independent living. That is the path doing nothing can lead you down. But it doesn't have to be your path. You still have time, still have choice. Your body may be aging, but it is always willing to respond to movement, to care, to attention. You can decide today to take even one step towards strength, one stretch towards stability, one moment of awareness that says, I want to keep living, not just sitting. Because the greatest loss isn't physical, it's emotional. It's the slow fading of the life you love because no one told you it was slipping away. But now you know, and now you're ready to reclaim it. The only question that remains is, what do you truly deserve in these next years, and how will you fight for it? That answer comes in the final truth you need to hear. The choice is still yours, and it always has been. Aging is not the end of strength. It is the beginning of knowing what strength truly means. It is no longer about lifting the heaviest weights or walking the longest miles. It's about the strength to stay present, to stay connected to your body, to honor its needs, and to protect the life you've built. It's about knowing that comfort is important, but comfort without movement can quietly steal away the freedom you once took for granted. Daytime sleep in itself is not the enemy. The enemy is too much stillness, too many silent hours when your body should be moving, breathing, living. The body of a senior is wise, but it is also delicate, and the line between rest and weakness is far thinner than most realize. Every extra hour spent sleeping during the day may feel harmless, even deserved. But over time, it can become the reason you hesitate to stand, the reason your legs don't support you like they used to, the reason you suddenly feel older than you are. And yet, you are not powerless. Far from it. In fact, you hold more power now than ever before. You have the wisdom to see the warning signs. You have the experience to know how quickly things can change when action is not taken. And most importantly, you have the right to choose something better, to choose motion over stagnation, awareness over habit, strength over decline. You don't need to start big, you just need to start. You can stand up during each commercial break. You can walk a few extra steps each morning. You can stretch while holding onto the kitchen counter. These aren't just small acts, they are declarations of independence. Every time you choose to move, you tell your body, I'm not giving up on you. And your body will respond. It always does. The world may try to tell you to slow down, to rest more, to accept the aches as just a part of getting old, but you know better. You know that your life is not measured in years, but in moments you can fully participate in. in meals shared with loved ones, in holidays enjoyed without fear of falling, in being able to walk to the mailbox without doubting your own legs. This journey back to strength doesn't require perfection. It just requires honesty and courage and love for yourself, for your body, and for the life that still waits ahead. The path forward is not behind you. It begins with the very next step. So take it. Stand tall. Stay awake, not just from sleep, but in your awareness, your presence, your power. Because the choice is still yours, and it always has been. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.